morning, my name is Gwyn McGee, and as you can see, I was paired with the Ithaca Youth Bureau for my social media campaign, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, so as you just heard Nick speak about, you probably already understand what a social media campaign is, but just to go over it, it's not the traditional, I'm going out with signs on my picket stick and my flyers and my billboards. We're using social media such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and many others to get whatever message across much quicker and saves a lot of paper. So you might be wondering, when we did this campaign, we were freshmen in college, we were 18 years old, and you might be thinking, what 18-year-old has the ability to create a social media campaign for a very well-developed company? And the answer is we probably could have did it since we were 15. You know, we grew up on technology. We are the Gen Zs. That is your people born from the mid-1990s to the 2000s. We grew up speaking technology, you know. I know adults scold kids for always having their faces in their phones, their computers, their tablets. And I do agree, they should get outside more, but when it comes to stuff like this, it has helped us. And that's the reason Ithaca Youth Bureau chose me, because I was 18, I spoke the language, and they knew I could give them something they didn't already have with their networking, with their work enforcement. They had all adults, they needed someone that spoke the language. So to give you a little background on Ithaca Youth Bureau, they were founded in 1947 and then they were put in a building in 1948. And soon after they were opened, the general public came to them and said, hey, we have at-risk youth that we need help, we need to do something about this. Kids were going to jail, they were getting in gangs, they were getting in trouble. Just not a good idea for, say, 10 to 15-year-olds. So they went to the Youth Bureau and they said, this is what we want to do. We want to have a place where these kids can go after school, when they're not at home, that can keep them busy and stay out of trouble. So they let the Ithaca Youth Bureau listen, they created the department, and ever since they were created, their idea has been to set up a future and a successful life for kids through recreation, through play. So they offer a bunch of programs, they offer anything from sports, if you're not athletic, they have crafts, they have dance, they have karate, they have a lot for the kids to do. So they're a really cool program. So our goals was they already had a Facebook, and they had 2 Facebook pages, and their Facebook pages did okay, but we wanted a larger following on that. We wanted to create an Instagram, because they did not have an Instagram. So when we created the Instagram, I wanted them to have 125 followers by the end of the campaign. As you can see, we wanted to increase activity on all accounts, Facebook, Instagram. They also had a Twitter. Twitter did okay again, not nearly as well as Facebook, but it was okay. And then we wanted all the platforms to post at least once a week, and we wanted at least 50 likes or comments or any interactions on each post. So the target of this campaign was, of course, the kids, but also the parents. We want them, of course, they're the ones that are bringing their kids, so we are targeting the parents. We also need them for volunteers, we need them for coaching. So they were one of our target audiences, and of course the children, because they're the participants, they're the youth. So that's who the target audience was. And so our platforms that we were using was Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So as I earlier said, they already had 2 Facebooks. But the reason we were wanting to increase Facebook, because that's our target audience of the parents. So research shows that the largest demographic of Facebook users is the age from 25 to 30. And then another little tidbit of research was that 40% of big marketing industries says Facebook was their most valuable marketing tool. So I figured if it worked for them, it's got to work for the Youth Bureau. Instagram, we wanted to create an Instagram because it was for the kids. They didn't have anything that really targeted the kids. And Instagram, if you guys don't know, is you put out a picture. It's not Facebook where you're posting a status, or Twitter where you're putting out words. It's a picture with a quick comment. So research shows that visual information, such as a picture, is processed 60 times faster by the brain than visual text, and 40% people will reply and interact more with pictures than a status or words. Twitter was a mix of both parents and children, and this was just quick information, like to say, oh, practice is canceled today, come on down, quick information. And Twitter is actually the second largest social media platform. Facebook is the first. So this is why I chose these 3 platforms. So how are we going to achieve our goals of getting more interaction and getting a larger following for Ithaca Youth Bureau? So what we did was we created 2 calendars, our 30-day calendar and our editorial calendar. You saw that in Nick's. I'll show you mine soon. And the different type of posts are original, shared content, and call to action. So what original is that you're putting out your own information. Your original is a picture of kids playing, and that's put on Instagram. That's original content. And then we have shared content. So say a famous person went down to Ithaca Youth Bureau. Susan Barnett is at the Ithaca Youth Bureau. Come on down. Susan tweeted about it. I'm going to share her tweet and tell them to all go down there. And that's also a call to action if I'm telling you to do something. Come sign up. Come play. Do this. That's call to action. So by varying the different type of posts, you're going to get more interaction because they're not saying the same thing over and over again. So this was the 30-day calendar on the left. This tells you when to post, what type of post it is, and just a little summary of what it was. So like infographic with quote, it's a picture with a little quote. And then your editorial, again, it has the time, the date, what platform, the copy, that's the caption, and the links to it. So they can literally, it's very planned out for Ithaca Youth Bureau. They barely have to do anything other than just follow what I laid out for them. So these were my original graphics that I created. I'd say my favorite was probably the top left. That little quote, providing quality, inclusive programming for the changing recreation and leisure interests of the community. That's part of their mission statement. Their mission statement is very long. Basically, their mission was to help the youth. So that's what that was. A quick quote, we are never more fully alive, more completely ourselves, or more deeply engrossed in anything than when we are playing. Recreation, play, so that's why I did that. And then this was just a call to action. Spring graduation is ongoing, don't forget, and summer camp's coming soon, sign up. So, a lot of talk to talk, but how are we going to monitor this and see if the success works? So I tried to use the simplest in-app tools for them to monitor their success. That way they didn't have to spend money on other apps. It was already built into the apps they were using, and it was pretty easy to use. So Facebook actually has a built-in app called Facebook Insights. Of course, it's free, it's an app. And it shows the level of engagement. It's showing how many likes you get on your posts. It's showing who comments the most. It even shows what time you interact the most. And it shows, obviously, if you're getting more comments, more followers, that shows that the page is growing. So that's what I recommended for Facebook. And then for Instagram, same thing. It's also Instagram Insights, free in the app. And this shows, again, what time the followers are on Instagram and what likes. It's not as in-depth as Facebook Insights because I think since Instagram is just pictures, you're not getting as much, but it's still monitoring. And then for Twitter Analytics. Twitter Analytics was really cool. It had this thing called Twitter Cards, and that showed like basically who your biggest following is, and it also connected you to other similar posts. So maybe Ithaca Youth Bureau would pop up and say, oh, there's a soccer game here, are you going? It's smart, it figures out what the connection is between your page and other pages are, and it shows who your followers are. And these are my references.